What's going on, duck hunters and fishermen? This one's for you guys today. I'm down here at Felsenthal National Wildlife Refuge, and we'll point out a few things to you guys. I know duck season's coming up, about 4 or 5 days away, and we got year-round fishing. So just going to come down here and kind of give you a tour of this site. This right here is the beer joint access, and you can see there's quite a bit of strip of road. If you don't have a boat, you can actually, there's a lot of bank to fish off of right here. And that right there is the beer joint access parking lot. I don't know if anybody knows the story, but years ago there was a beer joint right there, and the old man actually would not sell the property to the state so that they could build the bridge. So they just built the bridge over the top of the beer joint and claimed easement access. So there is a little bit of parking right there for your trucks and trailers, but there's also, if that parking lot's full, there is the old beer joint parking lot. And I do have a video of turning around in this parking lot on my channel. This parking lot will get underwater at certain points during the year, so I wouldn't plan on just coming down here and parking your truck and leaving it. There is what I call the old folks hole. The old folks hole. Sometimes you'll see older people over here fishing. I'm guessing they're fishing for crappie, but there's quite a bit of parking. There's no reason that you would run out of parking right here, unless maybe it was opening morning of duck season. I have heard that parking lots do fill up down here opening morning of duck season. Maybe not this specific boat ramp, but some of them. And this is the Saline boat ramp access to the Washita River. Now, I've got a video on the channel of going from Crossett Harbor, which is about a mile downriver, to the Saline River, which is about 3 miles upriver, I think. But I just wanted to come down here and illustrate this, because as you can see, there are primitive campsites down here. Now, I don't really know where the Game and Fish will let you camp and where they won't. That would be something you might want to contact Game and Fish or the National Wildlife Federation on to figure out. But as far as I understand it, anywhere out in here you can use for primitive camping. And now some people might be wondering why that's important, or why anybody would even care. Well, see, here's the thing. Like I said, boat ramps will tend to get congested during duck season, and if you're not waiting in line when the game warden says it's time to go, then you're going to be waiting there a while. You may be actually waiting till after daylight to get put in. I have heard that they will shut down a boat ramp and say, look, one person at a time. And if you're very far back in line, that might take a while. But all of this is primitive camping from what I understand. And here's the boat ramp parking lot. So if you wanted to and you had the means, you could actually come here and camp overnight and get up and be at a boat ramp. And you would be able to get up later in the day. You would be able to, or later in the morning, should I say, and you would be able to be more rested and be there with everything ready quicker. It also pertains a little bit to deer hunters, because as you can see, there's a four-wheeler trail right there. There's actually a guy that's in there hunting right now. And there is a trail that goes out of the back of that. I've actually camped overnight right here before and fished right out there, tight lining. And this is the main river channel of the Ouachita River. And I'm just making a loop around the outside of it. There's actually quite a bit of parking right here, as you can see. When the water comes up, no, I don't know if you can see that pocket over there. When the water actually gets up to where it's at the edge of the bank right here, it's actually about 5 foot below the edge of the bank. But when it gets up to where it's right at the edge of the bank, the Saline River will actually feed into the back of that pocket. And it makes for some good fishing conditions for catfish anyways. And I'm actually going to stop right here because we're at the corner of the parking lot for the boat ramp. So that is the boat ramp parking lot. It's quite large. I'm sure it does get full at times though. There used to be a sign up right there on that furthest to the right post that gave the name of the boat ramp. But there is some information signs talking about, the top one in white's talking about largemouth bass. You can't possess one shorter than 13 inches or 10 total while you're on the water. You can't have filleted fish or fish with the head or tail removed. Don't matter if you're fishing from the shore or a boat. It also has a sign, the blue one is about consumption of fish from Felsenthal National Wildlife Refuge, and it includes the Saline River up to Stillion's Bridge. and it's a warning about mercury levels. I'll get back to that in a minute, but the one on the far left is talking about aquatic hitchhikers. That's like snails, mud minnows that may get in your live well flow line. That's if you run without a plug in your live well. There's also some mussels that will latch onto the bottom of your boat, so that's just telling you to stop and pay attention. But now for the elevated mercury levels, I don't know if you guys know it, but just below Camden, Arkansas, the Ouachita River flows near, I know for sure near, I've been told through, but I know for sure near one of the largest mercury deposits in the United States. And so because of that, sometimes you will get fish with high mercury levels in them, and it takes a lot for your body to detox from an elevated mercury level. But that's what that's all about. So I'm going to continue down through here, and as you can see, there's more primitive camping on the river side of the road, and there's actually some people there camping. This is kind of odd because most people are down here in tents today. Usually around deer season, this is like 4 days into deer season, there'll be lots of camper trailers down here. But for whatever reason this year there's not. I didn't get a chance to come down here during deer season last year. But it's just something that I want to put in you guys' heads, that you know, you don't have to wake up at midnight and start packing to get down here to go duck hunting early in the morning just to get a good spot in line. You can actually come down here and spend the night in your vehicle or in a tent if you're into roughing it, or you can actually pull a camper trailer down here. The only thing that I'd warn you about if you pull a camper down here is you can't run a generator after 10 o'clock at night in the National Wildlife Refuge. We also have a state wildlife refuge that borders Felsenthal National Wildlife Refuge. So you might want to check into that, because I think that law covers both of them. But there's your little tour of that today. And guys, have a nice day.